going to drive the three equations of motions. Okay, then we shall be going to drive the three equations of motion from them. Okay, so let me. Okay, is my video is available to you no, or not? I think it is available. Okay, so let us start, dear students. First of all, what is this? Okay, there are the two types of graphs that we have. We have the velocity time graph, okay, and another one is the displacement time graph, okay, or I can write it properly. The name, it is velocity time graph. Another one is the displacement time graph. Okay, actually, when I'm talking about the velocity time graph, so I can say that if the velocity time graph is parallel to the time axis, then we say that this object has a uniform velocity and it is moving it with a particular speed. Okay, the velocity is constant. This is indicating that velocity is constant. Velocity is constant. Here you find that displacement time graph, if it is parallel to the time axis, this means that the object is stationary or object is not moving. Object is not moving. Okay. Okay. Now, if we have the graph like this, okay, like this graph in the form of velocity time graph. Okay, this is velocity and this is the time. This is indicating that the object's velocity is changing with time. The object is said to be that it is continuously with time, it is constantly increasing. The velocity with time is constantly increasing. So we can say that it is uniformly accelerated motion. Uniformly accelerated motion. Or if the motion is uniformly accelerated, means if its speed is increasing, so we can also say that it is non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. Okay. Why I am saying it is a non-uniform motion? It is simple because, dear student, it is simple because in this motion, in this type of graph, the velocity is changing with time. You say that if the speed is here 5 meter per second in the first second, then in the 10 second, it may be in the 2 second of second, the second, it will be 10 meter per second. In the third second, it may be 15 meter per second. So since every second is the speed is changing with 5 meter per second, so we can say that it is uniformly accelerated. I mean, the speed is changing with time. So we can say that it is uniformly accelerated. And since the speed is, we can say that in 1 second only 5 meter per second speed is increasing. In other second it is also 5 meter per second. In the other second it is also 5 meter per second. So in a particular duration of time, the change speed is fixed. It is 5 meter per second. So we can say that it is uniformly accelerated. We can also say that if the speed is changing like this way, okay, and the speed is changing like this way, okay, this is the velocity time graph. So we can say that it is non-uniformly accelerated motion, but it is also non-uniform motion because the velocity is changing, okay, but not with a particular rate. Okay, so we will consider this one. This is a velocity time graph. Okay, and we will consider it as non-uniform accelerated motion. And if I'm saying whether it is a uniform accelerated or it is a non-uniform accelerated, okay, it will be considered as non-uniform motion. It is also a non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. And here you see that the speed is not changing with time, it is constant. So we can say that this is zero accelerated motion, zero accelerated motion. We cannot say that it is non-uniformly accelerated motion. No, yeah, we cannot say that it is non-accelerated. Yeah, we can. If I'm saying zero accelerated means non-accelerated, you can say non-accelerated. That they are the two different terms. Just understand these two terms. If I'm saying non-accelerated means it is going to have zero acceleration, means zero acceleration, zero acceleration. I'm saying that it is having zero acceleration. Okay. And if I'm saying it is non-uniform accelerated, non-uniformly accelerated, what does these two terms means? Let's understand these two terms. Non-uniformly accelerated, non-uniformly accelerated rated, and non-accelerated accelerated. Can anybody help me to explain these two terms? Can you please help? Can anybody explain me? No one is there. So let me explain you. If I'm saying non-uniformly accelerated motion, it means that the motion is escalated, but it is not uniformly accelerated. Means the speed is not changing. Means the change in the speed is not constant. In the first 2 seconds, it may be 5 meter change, 5 meter per second change. In the another 2 seconds, it may be 10 meter per second change. In the another 2 seconds, it may be 4 meter per second change. In another 2 seconds, it may be 20 meter per second change. So if the speed is changing, but at not uniform rate, the change in the speed in a particular of time is not fixed. We cannot say that every 5 seconds in 5 seconds of duration, the speed change is constant. No, we cannot say. So here the speed is changing, but at not uniform rate. But non-accelerated motion means that the speed change is zero. The change in speed is zero. It means the object is moving at constant velocity. Change in speed is zero means its speed is not changing. What does it mean? It means that it is moving with a constant velocity. The object is moving with constant velocity, You got it, or having some doubt regarding to this topic? You got it? Dear students, you got it or not? Now let's move further. Let's move further, dear students. Let's move further. If I'm saying, what is this? If I'm saying, yeah, right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, dear student. Let me check it. Is my screen is visible to you now, dear student? So if I'm writing here, the problem coming here, let me do something. Student, wait a minute. I don't know what is happening here. Veer and Hamna, are you there in the class? You are not responding if I'm asking something to you. Veer and Hamna,
Yes, sir.
are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me explain you first. My laptop. Wait a single sec. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a. I don't know why the keyboard is opening. Okay, let me explain you. So here, if I'm saying that this, I'm going to have this velocity. Okay, here. Okay, this is the displacement time graph. This is the displacement time graph. Displacement time graph. So it means that the velocity is changing with time. Velocity is changing with time. Velocity is changing with the time. Okay, we can say that the velocity is changing with time here. Okay, so let's move further, dear students. Let's move further and let's understand what we information we get with this type of graphs and how we can solve the problem related to this type of graphs. Okay, so let's solve. Let's move further. Okay, so here I'm having right now I'm having a velocity time graph. Okay, this is a velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. Okay, do you know that acceleration is equals to v minus u upon t that we have studied? Okay, and this means that the acceleration is equals to v minus u by t. Okay, so what if I get v minus u, what will be the unit of the resultant answer? What will be the SI unit of the resultant answer? If I subtract something like I'm having 10 meter per second the final velocity minus 5 meter per second the initial velocity, the resultant will be in 5 meter what? 5 meter what? Meter per second or kilograms or liter or something else? Tell me. The resultant velocity will be in a is equals to v minus u by t. The resultant velocity will be, dear student, in the meter per second. That will be the velocity. Means if I'm subtracting some meter per second and I'm getting the unit in meter per second, then the unit resultant will be in the meter per second. Okay, so answer will be in meter per second. So I can say that a is equals to v minus t. Is a is equals to change in velocity we have, but change in velocity will be on the answer will be in velocity. Okay, so if I'm writing here acceleration, the acceleration will be equals to v means change in velocity by time. Okay, just listen to me and concentrate what I'm saying here. Change in velocity by time. Okay, by time. Okay, now as you know that this is in p upon q form. This is a fractional form. Okay, change in velocity by time is it is a fractional form. Okay, okay, I'm having here that in v and t, if I'm using v and t in a fractional form, yani v by t, if I'm writing in a fractional form, I get here a. V by t is actually a. Okay, now if I'm having here v into t, what will we have? Velocity into time is velocity into time. Which unit does it gives to me? If I'm multiplying these two terms, which unit it will get, will it give it to me? Please answer me. What is the value of v into t? Do we have any such value? V into t, do we have? Velocity into time. If you are moving 50 with a speed of 50 meter per second, for the time 3 seconds, what you will have? You will have the displacement. You will have the displacement, means the distance covered or the displacement. Okay. So in the similar way, if I multiply v into t, I will get the displacement unit. Okay. So when we have the v into t, it means the displacement, and we have v by t, that means the acceleration. Okay. So whenever we are going to have the two quantities in the p upon q form, then the slope of that line, what do you mean? If this is a graph, suppose if this is a graph. Okay. If I'm writing here from this one. Okay. So if this is a VT graph and this is a graph showing here. Okay. And this is not going to have its initial velocity. Here we can say that at t is equals to 0 time, when time is 0, it is going to have its initial velocity, let's 5 meter per second. Okay. And at t is equals to, for some time, let it be t time. Okay. For 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever time, its final velocity become, this is its initial velocity, and its final velocity become, let's say its final velocity become 10 meter per second. Okay. 10 meter per second. It is final velocity. Okay. So what is it that if I need to calculate the acceleration, then the slope of this line will gives me the acceleration. You will not be able to understand what is the slope, sir. This is a new term for us. What is the slope? Slope is simple. We can say that slope is actually, we can have this value, that slope of a line is simple, that x2 minus x1, sorry, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. What is this x2, y2? What is this? Actually, this is simple coordinate of these points. If we am going to have a line, they are the two coordinates. Have you studied the coordinate geometry, and have you studied about something that what is the coordinate of the line? If I'm going to give you, have you ever had, please tell me honestly, have you ever read the concept of coordinate geometry? Tell me, Hamna and Veer.
No, sir.
You have not studied. Okay. So it is simple that you have to write here. If in general problems, it will be there that you will be going to have the line segment from your initial position. Okay. Initial position. Let the line is going to have the initial position. So its coordinate will be this one, 0, 0. Okay. I'm going to explain you. Then later I will explain you the concept of from this line. If the initial velocity is not 0, here the initial velocity is 0. Let's assume that initial velocity is 0. Then the slope of line will be the value of y coordinate. Slope of line will be the value of y coordinate, y axis, whatever this is, upon divided by time axis. Okay. Means you have to write here the value of y axis, or velocity that is present, whatever the quantity is present here, you have to write that divided by the time, x axis. Okay. Value of x axis. And what is this? Let me explain you. What is this actually? Okay. With the x axis. Okay. So this will give you the slope of the line. If I need to calculate that, tell me what is the displacement? The displacement of this graph done by this. You are going to have a graph, and if you want here to calculate the displacement, what will be the displacement? Okay. So displacement will be the area under this graph. Okay. Area, when you are having the cross between, okay, in between, then whatever the value will comes, that will the area under this graph will gives you. For example, I'm going to give you another examples also. Okay. So this one, the area under this graph will be the displacement of this car, of this whatever the object is traveling and forming this graph. Okay. So area under this graph will give you will give you displacement. Let's solve some problems, then we shall be going to understand this topic more betterly. Okay, so let's understand. Let's take a very simple problem. First of all, this is the velocity time graph. Okay, and there are the two graphs. There is a car A and this is the car B, and they are moving. Okay, if I ask you simple question here, that what is, which car is going to have more acceleration? Which car is going to have more acceleration? This is the car A car. Okay, this is the car A and this is the car B. Okay, and they are moving. If I ask you simply, which one is going to have more acceleration, or which is which car is going to have more acceleration? Simple, which car is going to have more acceleration? So it is simple. I'm talking you about the slope. If I told you, if I ask you that here's a building, there is one building, okay, and if you have a ladder, okay, you have a ladder. If a person A fixes ladder to reach this ground, to reach the building by this inclination, and another one is going to have his ladder by this one, which one you will think is more slopey? Which one you doing is more slopey? This one is more slopey. Okay, this one is going to have more slope. You need that this is a mountain, okay, and there is another mountain. Which one you think that is more slopey? This one will be considered as more slopey, because if you have a stone from this one, it will moves with a higher velocity as comparison to this one. Okay, so in the similar way, if I'm saying that there is a two car, if a car is here, just going to explain you, and it is coming down, okay, another car, okay, that is the car B, sorry, car A. Which one will come faster with a faster rate? Which will comes down with a faster rate? Which one will comes with a faster rate? Car A will come with a faster rate because it is more slopey. So the line segment, or we can say the slope, we can consider that this is the line or graphical representation in BT graph. The line which is going to have more theta with the time axis, more angle with the time axis, will be considered to have more accelerated motion. Yeah, high accelerated motions. Okay, so we can say that this is the two cars. There is a theta 1, and then there is a theta 2. Theta 2. So this is theta 1 whole angle, and this is the theta 2. We can say that theta 1 is greater than theta 2. We can say that the car A has more acceleration than car B. Okay, we can also calculate that. How can we say that? How can I prove that that car B has lesser acceleration or car A has more acceleration? So it is simple that if I took a particular time, let I'm taking the time period for this. Okay, let I'm going to have this time period. Just listen to me, everyone. Okay. Okay, if I'm having, this is the time period. Okay, if I need to calculate. One of the student has opened his mic. Please mute your mic. Okay, your background voice is coming. So dear Hamna or Veer, whose mic is open? Veer, your mic is open. Veer. Sorry, sir. Okay. So I'm saying here, dear student, that if I'm going to have, this is a car, and if I'm taking that this is the 50 velocity, 50 meter per second, and this is the here the velocity is 20 meter per second. Okay, 20 meter per second. This is the velocity time graph. So if I need to calculate that which one has more accelerated motion, yeah, which is going to have higher accelerated motion. So it is simple that we can calculate for a fixed period of time. That I'm taking here, that the time is 10 seconds. 10 seconds. So at 10 seconds, what is the velocity? What is the velocity of car B? That is 20 meter per second. And that of car A is 50 meter per second. So simply I can say that in 10 seconds, the change in the speed of car is we can say that from 0 to 50, the car A reaches from 0 to 50 and car B reaches from 0 to 20 in 10 seconds. For the fixed period of time, we can say that the car A changes its velocity, that is from 0 to 50, and car B changes its velocity from 0 to 20 only. Okay, so we can say that car A has more accelerated motion, means it need to change its speed with greater rate time period. Okay, so it is simple that if you are going to have the two graphs, okay, and this is the simple two graph I'm going to have. Okay, and if I ask you that which one is going to have the velocity higher accelerated motion, so it is simple that the one which is going to have in VT graph, this only happens, okay, because V by T gives you acceleration. V by T gives you acceleration. When we are having, this is V and this is T, what is the value is, whatever the value is placed here and whatever the value is placed here, if we bring them in P upon Q form, like in fractional form, and whatever the resultant of this value gives you, that's the slope of the line will gives it to you. Okay, for example, just concentrate again. If I'm going to take other example, let me take another example. Let me give you the another example. Let's take work done is equals to, you study that work done is equals to power up power upon power is equals to work done upon time. Power is equals to work done upon time. Work done upon time. And if I'm saying that this is the graph for the work done and time period. Okay, so again, if I am having the two line segment here, and if I say that if I need to calculate that which graph has more power, okay, yeah, which for the particular of time, so you can say that the slope of the line for this one and this one, first of all, slope of line of this one and this one will gives you what? If I ask you what will the slope of line of this one and this one will gives you in work done versus time graph, the slope of the line will gives you what? So if you write it W upon T, what's the quantity it gives you? It gives you power. So W by T if gives you power, then it simply means that it will gives you the power. Okay, let's take another examples. Let's take another example. Means the slope of line and slope of line is not a complicated thing. It is a very simple. It is easiest. Then it is simple as just something we are adding or subtracting or dividing. It is just simple. It is not a complicated task. Slope of line is not a complicated. It's very simple, and only a 5th or 6th standard student can do this one. It is very easy. Okay, so don't think it is complicated. So W upon T will gives you power, because in W by T, the ratio of W by T gives you power. Okay, so that's why we can say that here that the slope of line will gives you this one. Okay, let's take another example. If I'm saying here, if I'm taking the displacement versus time graph, okay, and there are the two lines, so let's take only okay, the displacement versus time graph. Okay, take only one line. Okay, if I ask you that what will the displacement, the slope of line in displacement time graph, displacement time graph will gives you, first question is this one. Okay, tell me, then you have to tell me what is the area under displacement time graph will gives you, displacement time graph will gives you. Okay, another example I'm taking here is the VT graph. Okay, what will the VT, the slope of the line, what will the slope of line in VT graph will gives you. Another is what will the slope, what is the area, what will the area under VT graph will gives you. These are the 4 line segments. There are 4 questions or 4 one-word answer. Please let me you. Okay, Veer and Hamna, let me know the slope of the line in displacement time graphs will gives you what? Do you have any idea, Veer? What will the slope of line in VT graphs will gives you? Okay, slope of line, for instance, you can see that slope of line for you, I can explain. Slope of line is simple. It means that y-axis divided by time axis. Sorry, is x-axis. So what is in your y-axis? What is in your y-axis? It is displacement or time? Hamna and V, please let me know what is in your y-axis. In this graph, what is in your y-axis? Actually, you don't know about the y-axis now. This is the y-axis. This is the vertical is called the y-axis, and this horizontal is called the x-axis. X-axis. Okay. Are you comfortable with this one? So if I'm asking you that v by x, sorry, y by x, what it will give it to you? It is simple that if you are writing here displacement upon time, what is it? What is the resultant of displacement upon time? Let me know. What is the resultant of displacement into time? Upon time, sorry. Displacement upon time, what it will give it to you? Hamna and Mir, you are not replying. Is I'm audible to you? Okay, जब आप बोलेंगे, whenever you speak, I will start studying, teaching you. Okay. Otherwise, it's okay. I'm also quite. Hamna and Veer, I'm asking, what is the value of displacement upon time?
Sir, y-axis, y-axis.
What value, what physical quantity is given by when you divide displacement with time? If you don't understand this concept, then the derivations of the three laws of motion, sorry, 3 equations of motions, it will be of no use. We cannot understand this. You need to understand this concept. It is very much important. Otherwise, that will you will find zero thing. You will not be able to understand that how I drive the 3 equation of motion. So for proper understanding that how I drive the 3 equation motion, or how we will be going to do that one. So that is, for that you need to know the proper the explanations of the graph, that what the displacement upon times graph, if we are going to have slope, then what it will be, will it give it to me? And if we are going to have area under that one, then what it will give to me? Okay, so it is very important for me. So just understood that displacement upon time, what it will get to you? What it will give it to you? Displacement upon time. What do you need? So you have a simple displacement is the, you can write here that displacement is measured in time. And sorry, displacement is measured in meter, and we have the time is measured in seconds. So this will be meter per second. So what is the, which physical quantity is going to have this meter per second unit?
Hello.
Which physical quantity is given?
Sir, you're asking displacement by time is equals to what?
Yes.
Velocity, sir.
Simple velocity.
Yes, sir.
Simple velocity you can write here. Okay.
Sir, velocity or simple velocity?
Yes, velocity. Simply I'm saying that is simple means it is easy. Okay. So velocity. So it means that the slope of line in displacement time graph will gives you velocity. Okay. Now the area under displacement time graph. So right, when I'm talking about the area and I'm talking about the displacement and time. So simple, area means multiplication. Here you can understood by this way, and you have to multiply displacement and time. So is there any physical quantity that is going to, when you multiply that two, that is displacement is going to have the meter as a unit, and time is going, we have having the seconds. So meter second, do you think any physical quantity is going to have the unit meter second? Meter per second is there, meter per second square is there, but there is no physical quantity is going to have meter second. Okay, so we can say that area under displacement time graph gives you nothing. Nothing will be given to you. Area under displacement time graph, nothing will be given to you. Okay, again, let's move further. If I'm asking here, what will be the slope of line in VT graph will it to you? So VT graph and slope, if I'm talking about VT graph and slope, just write V by T. Slope means you have to write the that physical quantity in P upon Q form in the fractional form. So right here V by T. So what does it gives you? V by T. So it is simple that write the velocity of write the unit of this meter per second. Okay, meter per second. Yeah, you can simply find out that what is the value that velocity upon time gives you displacement. It is simple. Displacement, or you can find out like this way. Meter per second means meter per second, yani meter second inverse. Upon time, you can write here that is second. Okay, so it is simple that this meter per second means, sorry, this is not will give you, still gives you the acceleration. Sorry for that. Okay, here it will gives you acceleration. Sorry for that. Okay, so when it comes to you, this means that meter, and this second inverse means that is second here is coming here. Okay, another second is also here, then it will gives you meter second square, or you can write here meter per second square. So here that in VT graph that we can say that the slope of line is going to give you the acceleration A. Another, you can what will the area under VT graphs will gives you the V into T. You have to write V into area. I'm talking about that you have to multiply the V into T. What's V into T gives you? V into T gives you displacement. Okay, so that is simple and easy. So let drive the three equation of motion, and then we shall be going to discuss them that how can I drive these equations. Okay, let understood each of them. It will be more clear that if I teach you this 2 or 3 times. Okay, let me explain you. If I'm going to have this velocity time graph, okay, let's assume that initial velocity is not 0. We are considering that the object is going to have some initial velocity, and I consider that initial velocity is this one, whatever the value of here, 5 second, 5 meter per second, 10 meter per second, 20 meter per second, let it be. But we am considering that it is going to have some initial velocity, and I'm denoting it by u, and this is the velocity time graph. Okay, let the initial velocity at t is equals to 0. Let we are just what we are doing that deriving equation of motion graphically. Okay, so if I'm saying here that the equation in the equation of motion, that I'm saying that at t is equals to 0, the initial velocity of the object is u. If I'm considering that here at t is equals to 0, the initial velocity is u of that object. Okay, and after the time t, that I'm taking, this is the time t. Okay, this is the time t, and after the time t, I notice that its velocity become this. It is the final velocity, and I consider that this one is the v, which is the final velocity. And if I need to measure this one, I can measure it by this way. This one is the final velocity. Whatever the reading of here, this is the final velocity. So we are considering that at time t, the velocity, the final velocity of the object is at time t the final velocity of the object is v. Now we know that the slope of line in VT graph. Now we are going to drive that. We know that the slope of line in VT graph gives acceleration. And we know that the slope of line in graph gives you acceleration. So actually what is slope? I'm going to explain you here that it is simple, that if I'm writing here, just listen to me, dear student. It is very, very simple. Don't think that it is a bigger task for you, that slope. Don't make yourself that slope is something very good, very big task. No, it is not. So I'm writing here that the acceleration is equals to slope of line in VT graph. Okay, so I'm writing here what is the slope. Slope is simply, you can write here, the maximum axis of y minus initial axis of y. Means you have to write here maximum axis of y, that is v, minus the initial axis of y. This one you have to write here the initial axis. So here we can write it that it is simple that we can write here, if I'm talking, this one is that I'm writing here the coordinates that and represent it with this one. So let me take different color. Let I'm writing here, this is O, and this is A, this point is A, this point is B, this point is C, this point is D. Okay, so I can write here that it is simple, V, that is simple, that is OB. You can write here OB minus OA, OB minus OA. Okay, and that will be upon what is the value of y-axis. So initial value of y-axis is 0. That is, you can write here O comma O. This is no line segment here. And another one is, you can write here, sorry, maximum angle you have to write first. You can write here OD minus OA, OO. So you can write here what is the value of OB. The value of OB is actually V, and value of OA is minus U, and here OD is simply time minus 0. Then you can write here V minus U upon T, that is equals to A. And by driving this one, you can write here that A, you can take this T to that side, that you can write here V minus U is equals to AT. And that you can write here further, this U will goes to that side, you can write here V is equals to U plus AT. This is the derivation of our first equation of motion. And let me explain you one more time. Let me explain you something. Firstly, the slope of the line. Let me explain you. Okay, dear student, let me explain you first. One more time, then I'm going to coming again back to this topic. So I think that you are not clear about this topic. So let me explain you one more time by simple taking the graph. Okay, what is the slope of line is actually? Let me explain you one more time. Okay, so this is a simple x-axis and y-axis. Okay, we called it, this is the y-axis, and this we called it x-axis. Okay, and this is the 0,0 here axis, and this is the 1. Let's suppose this is 2, this is suppose 3, and this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and something other. Okay, if a line segment, if a line is going to here, okay, if there is a line segment, okay, and if I'm going to write the coordinate of the line, coordinate, what is the coordinate of the line? Just listen to me. Coordinate of a line, what is the coordinate of a line? Is simple. Okay, coordinates of a line is whenever we are going to have represent the line in 2D structures, and if I need to write the coordinate of this line, address of this line, I need a graphical representation. Okay, what is that? If I need to go at this point let's suppose this point is A and this point is B. And if a person is asking me that I need to reach the point A, I need to reach the point A. So what I will tell you here, that you have to go 0 distance in the x-axis and 2 distance, 2 units in the y-axis. Then you will reach this point. 0 means here in the x-axis and a distance, sorry, 2 distance in the y-axis. Then you will reach the point A. So this is the coordinate of point A. Means you have to write here x and y. Firstly, it is arbitrarily chosen that it is the rule of mathematics that you have to write the first x-axis, the value of x, then you have to write the value of y. Okay. If a person is asking me that that I need to go to the point B, I need to go to the point B. So I will tell him the address that you have to move 3 points in the x-axis, 3 points in the x-axis, because it is the rule that I have to tell him the first x-axis, about the x-axis, and then you have to move, let's suppose this is the 4 unit. Okay, this is the value is going to have the 4 unit here. Okay, so this is the 4th unit. Okay, so then you have to travel the 4 unit in the y-axis. Means if a person goes 3 to this one, okay, and then 4 to this side, 4 unit to upward, then it will goes to the point B. This is simple. So this is the coordinate of the point B. This is the coordinate of the point B. This is the coordinate of the point B. So what is the, if I need to calculate the slope, so this is the point, this is the coordinate of this line, that is 0, 2, and the coordinate of point B is 3, 4. And if I need to calculate the slope of this line, it is simple that I have to write here, that is the formula of the mathematics, that you have to write here y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. And what is y1, y2? This one is considering as x1, the first one, and this one is the y1, and this is the x2, and this is the y2. Now what you need to do is you have to minus what? Y2 minus y1 means simply you have to minus 4 minus 2, and then x2 minus x1 is 3 minus 0. 3 minus 0, and that will be the coordinate, sorry, that will be the slope of line. You can write here 2 by 3 is the slope of this line. 2 by 3 will be considered as a slope of this line. So here I'm going to give you another problem. First tell me what will be the slope of this line, then I will going to explain you that derivations again. Okay, so if I'm asking that this is the 5 meter per second, the initial value. Okay, this is 0, 0, and this is the 10 seconds, this is the 20 seconds, and this, let's suppose this is the 30 seconds. Okay, and here it is 30 meter per second. Okay, this coordinate here is 30 meter per second. So tell me what is the coordinate of point A and what will be the coordinate of point B. Hamna, tell me what is the coordinate of point A. Tell me, Hamna, what is the coordinate of point A? Try beta, this is the new thing. I know that your mind is not accepting the new things. Our mind has a nature that if someone is teaching something different, then our mind do not accept it. It is a natural phenomena, but we should try it. We should not give up. I know that what I'm teaching you is mandatory, that you must understand. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand properly the concept of slope, and this is very important. So tell me, what is the coordinate of point A? So first, if someone is going to point A, then how will you tell him that you need to go? You need to tell him the first x, the coordinate is given in x and y, x comma y, and here is also x comma y. So tell me, what is the value of x here?
0, 5.
0, 5 is the coordinate of this one. And tell me, what is the coordinate of this point B?
30, 30.
No, first you have 30, 30. Very good, but very good. 30 from this and 30 from this. Veer, is Hamna is correct or not? Will you be going to have the same answer or having some different answer? Tell me, Veer. I'm asking you, Veer.
Yes, sir.
Is Hamna is correct?
I think so.
Okay. If I'm changing here, tell me if I'm changing here different coordinates. Let's tell me what will be the slope of this line. If I'm taking that, this one is 20 meter per second, and this one is 30 seconds, and this one is 40 seconds, 40 meter per second. This one is 40 meter per second. Okay, and this one is 0, 0. What will be the coordinates of point A and coordinate of point B? Tell me, Veer, what is the coordinate of point A?
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me, what is the coordinate of point A? What will is the coordinate of point A? If a person is wants to go at point A, what is the coordinate of point A?
Sir, no idea, sir. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sir, I don't.
you don't know
Sir,
why?
Sir, I'm learning history and geography now, sir. I'm listening to you and sir, I have exam tomorrow, sir. And too much question is there. Hello?
So how can you understand that I'm teaching you and you are learning history and geography? That is not fine. We have only 1 hour.
Yes, sir, but portion I had covered. Sir, yes, sir.
What is the coordinate of point A?
Sir, point B,
What is the coordinate of point A? I'm asking, what is the coordinate of point A?
40 ms,
40 ms.
20 ms.
Wow. Okay, Hamna, tell me what is the coordinate of point A?
Sir, 20
0,
ms.
0, 20.
Very good. 0, 20. 0, 20. You need to tell the value of x first, that a person wants to go to this point A. That what distance he will travel in the x-axis. So this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So he have to travel 0 in the x-axis and he has to travel 20 in the y-axis. Then he will reach the point A. In the similar way, tell me, Hamna, what is the coordinate of point B?
30, 40.
30, 40. It is the rule that you have to tell him the first in x-axis, then you have to tell him the y-axis. It is the rule that first is x and then is y. Okay, so it is simple that you have to write here 1. You can write anyone, you are not mandatory here that you can write here x1, this will be x2 or y2. No, if you are considering this one is x1, then this one will be y1, and if you are considering that this is the x2, this will be y2. It is not mandatory that you have to take this one x1 and y1. No, you can take anyone, but the rule is that it is much better that if you write this one x2 and y2, and if you write this one x1 and y1, because it will give you a positive value, not the negative value. So the rule is, for the slope of line, is simple, that we concentrate here right now. You have 15 minutes only. So the slope of the line here is simple, that you have to write here y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So what is the value of y2? Tell me, Hamna, what is the value of y2?
40,
Okay, 40 minus y1. What is the value of y1?
20,
40 minus 20 upon what is the value of x2?
30,
30. What's the value of x1?
0.
0. So you have to write here 20 upon 30. This is the slope of the line. This will be the acceleration. Actually, this is the VT graph, velocity time graph. This is the velocity time graph. So actually the acceleration of this graph of this line is 22/3. That is 0.67 meter per second square is the acceleration for this line segment, for this line segment. I'm now coming to the point that we were explaining here. Just I'm going to explain you again. Let's taking the coordinate, because teaching is not something that makes you that makes you in yeah, we can say that brings a pressure on you. No, we need to understand the concept clearly, and then we shall it will be easy. There is no need for learning everything. Okay, so let me write what this. Suppose this is the point A and this is the point B. If I need to ask you that what is the coordinate of point A, what will you tell? 0, comma. If this is the OA distance. You have to tell me the OA distance. This is the time t. And if I'm considering that this is the point AO, so you will have to write that if a person is going to point A, then he has to travel 0 in x-axis. So this is 0. And in the y-axis, he has to travel the OA distance, OA. So OA, whatever the value of this one, what we were taking actually here. If you were telling me that this is the 0, 5, 0, something, 0, so this is actually this distance, this value. So here again, we can write here that the coordinate of this point is 0, OA. Okay, again, what is the coordinate of this point? Tell me, Hamna, what is the coordinate of this point? Point C. This will be OD. A person has to come OD, means whatever the value of OD is, that is T. So this is the value of OD. Okay, you can write here, this is the value T, and this you can write here OD. So this is D here. Okay, this is the point here, D. So he has to travel the OD in x-axis, and then DC in y-axis. DC, or you can say that OB. More appropriate will be OB, because we write the terms in OA and OB. Okay, so this, instead of writing DC, you can write here OB. Okay, is that clear to you or not? That the coordinate of point is OD and OB. Are you having any doubt, Hamna, that how this OD and OB comes?
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we know that this is the velocity time graph. This is the velocity time graph. So in velocity time graph, we know that in the velocity time graph, we know that the slope of the line gives you acceleration. Slope of the line gives you acceleration. So acceleration is the slope of line, the VT graph. Now write here the values. Then now, what is the value of? You have to write here. That will be simple and easy. You can write here. So this one is, first of all, I'm writing here that this one is your x1, and this one is your y1, and this one is your x2, and this one is your y2. Now slope of line is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, then write what is the value of y2? What is the value of y2?
OB.
Okay, OB minus, what is the value of x1?
OA.
X1, sorry, y1 is OA. Okay, very good, OA. Then what's the value of x2?
OD.
X2 is OD. Okay, OD. Then minus x1 is
0.
okay, 0. Okay, this is 0. Then you have to write here, actually, what is the value of OB? OB is what? OB is actually this distance, and this is the final velocity. This is the final velocity V of the object. This is the final velocity. Whatever the value of this object is, OB is actually final velocity. So you can write here OB is equals to V. And you have to write here V. You can write here V. And what is OA? OA is actually the initial velocity. OA is actually the initial velocity. So you can write here that OA is equals to U. So you can write here U upon. What is the value of OD? OD is actually the time period, the time, whole time. So you can write here time minus 0. So you can write here V minus U upon T actually. And then finally you can write here V minus U. Then this is equals to, actually this is equals to acceleration. You are driving here the acceleration. So you can write here, what you can write here actually. Okay, we are driving the first equation of motion here, and we can write here A is equals to V minus U by T, and this A will goes to that side, and you can write here AT is equals to V minus U, and then this U will comes to this side. So you can write here V is equals to A plus T, A into T plus U. Then you can write here V is equals to U plus AT. Got it, Hamna? Got it, Hamna? How we drive the
Yes,
first
sir.
equation? Please copy this one. Please copy this one. It's a very important part. When you copy, then please let me know. Then we will going to we will going to is 35 right now. Amna, please take the screenshot. Okay, then I will check in the next class that whether you have copied this one or not. Please take the screenshot up to this one and then take the another screenshot that I'm going to do is scroll it down. Okay. Veer, Veer, are you there in the class? Still you are there. Veer, please take the screenshot. This is very important.
Okay, sir.
And please give me only 10 minutes. 10 minutes is very important, very precious here. I know the time has been scaled. We have reached the time limit, but I need only 10 minutes, beta. It's very important. It's very important. Otherwise, we will only explain this one. And then again, the next time we will not be able to, you will forget everything that I've been teaching you since 1 hour. And the next class, I have to teach again that one. So that's very important. That let's go to the second equation of motion, and that will be very easy. Okay. So it's okay. I'm going to explain you the second equation of motion only, not the third equation of motion. Is it okay, Hamna? Have you done this one? Taken the screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Now take the screenshot of this state. Okay, let me give it to you. Now take the screenshot of this one, of the lower part. And practice it at home. Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay, let's drive the second equation of motion. That's very easy and that is very convenient. What I was going to teach you in from 1 hour, continuously I'm teaching you one. That's, I cannot leave it for 10 minutes. So we have for concentrate here for the next 10 minutes, please. Okay, so we are here. Okay, this is O and this was A, and this is the initial velocity, that is U, and this is the final velocity V, and we were having this one writing here B, and this is the initial final velocity. Okay, this is the final velocity, that is V. Okay, and this one is the okay. So this is the time period, that is T. This is T, and this we have written here D, and this we have here written here C. Okay, so this is the same graph that we were having previous. We now please concentrate for 10 minutes. Okay, please, it's my request to you. Let's concentrate here. Driving the second equation of motion.
Yes, sir.
Second
Okay.
equation of motion. What I was teaching you that in VT graph, we know that when we write V by T, then the slope of line will gives you acceleration. Okay, and how I find that the slope of line will gives you acceleration? This means that when you write the V by T, the value of V by T is acceleration. So we write here acceleration. But if I write V into T, then what does it gives me? It gives me displacement. Okay, but here the slope will not. Here when we write it in P upon Q form, then the slope of line will gives you the acceleration. And when we write it into V into T in the multiplication form, not in the division form, then the area under VT graph will gives you the displacement. Okay, now since we are going to find out the value that S is equals to UT plus half AT square, and it is the displacement, and displacement is given by the area under VT graph. So we know that writing the same if the teacher asks you to drive directly the second equation of motion, so first you need to write this statement that let t at t is equals to 0, the initial velocity of the object is u, at time t is equals to t, then the final velocity of the object is v, and then we should go through. Okay, then we will write this statement that we know that. Okay, so this is, let me write it again. So now we are going to drive. So let's at time t is equals to 0, at its time, let at time t is equals to 0, okay, the initial velocity of the object is initial velocity of the object is u, and at t is equals to at time t is equals to t, the final velocity of the object is v. At t is equals to t, we know that the final velocity of the object is v. Okay, this is the same statement that I have written previously. Okay, now we know that area here, I'm not talking about the slope because displacement I'm going to drive the displacement. So here I have to write here that the area under VT graphs gives displacement. Give displacement. It is simple. Area under VT graph displacement. So this is the area that we need to calculate, and that area will gives you the displacement. This is the area, and you need to find out the area of this. So how can you find the area of this particular region? Actually, you can find out the area of the trapezium. This is the trapezium. OACD is the trapezium. You can find out the area. But in this case, you have to divide this area into two parts. One is the triangle. Let me take the different colors. Okay, one is the area of this triangle, and another one is the area of this square. Sorry, this rectangle. Okay, so this is the first area and this is the second area. So we can write here. So we can write this area under this graph is equals to S, and that will be equals to area of triangle AC. Let this point be E. Let ACE plus area of rectangle OAED. Okay, this is the area I'm considering, the second area. Okay, so do you have any doubt regarding to this statement, Hamna and Veer? Do you have any
No,
doubt?
sir.
Are you sure? This
Yes,
is that we need to find out the area. And why we are finding the area? Because area under VT graphs is give the displacement, and we need to find out the equation of displacement. So if the area under VT graph is going to give the displacement, and we need to find out the equation of displacement, so we need to find out the area. So we have splitted this area into two parts. One is the area of triangle, and another one is the area of rectangle. Okay, it is simple.
Yes.
Okay, what we need to do is here is what will be the area of this triangle right now? Half into सो के पढ़ रहा है बेटा, तभी तो मैं कहूँ you are sleeping, means you are not sitting on the chair, huh? I have seen you. That's not fine, that's not fine. So let it be.
अभी आया सर, अभी तक पढ़ रहा था, अब आके आपने जब मुझे बोला कि 10 मिनट है सुन लो, ये थोड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट है, जब मैं आके बैठ.
Okay, let it be. So let it be. So this one I'm writing here that this is the half into area of this triangle will be what? Base into height. So what is the base? Base is AE, but actually AE is also equals to OD. Okay, since AE is also equals to OD, so we can write here that OD into CE. Yeah, you can write it half into AE into CE plus area of rectangle. What will be the area of rectangle? That will be OD into OA, means length into breadth. So length is OD and breadth is OA. If this statement is clear to you, that how is this I have written here, or having some doubt? Hamna, is it clear to you that what the area of the triangle is AE into area of triangle is AE half into AE into CE? Is that clear? Okay.
It's clear.
Okay. Now what I have write here that I have displayed the value that AE is equals to actually AE is equals to OD. So I'm writing here OD and CE. What is the value of CE? How can you write CE? Since C is nothing, actually, C is what is CE? Let me, what is CE? CE is actually if I subtract this length from this one, then I will get the value of this one. If I subtract this from this one, I subtract this one, I will get the value of this one. Okay, so it is actually CE is actually if I subtract OB, because CD is actually equals to OB. Or if I have to write the value of CE, I can write here DC minus DE. Can I write it? Is it okay if I write it DC minus CE? Sorry, DC minus ED. So I can write here that CE is equals to actually DC minus ED. Okay. So I can write here in place of CE. Why I'm writing here, actually, I need to find out the value. Okay. So I can write here.
Sir, can you end this fast, sir, because it is taking extra time.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So this is half into CE. What is CE? CE is actually my diagram is CE is actually DC minus ED. DC minus ED. Okay, I am writing here minus plus OD into AO. OD into AO. Okay, now what do you need to write here? Half into OD into what is DE? DE is actually equals to, in terms of DE is actually equals to OB. DC is actually equals to OB. So I can write here in place of DC, this is DC into ED. Okay, so I can, in place of DC, we can write here OC minus, in place of ED, I can write here AO plus OD into AO. Okay, now what you need to do is you have to write the values of exact everything. So you have to write here half into what is OD? OD is actually time. So you have to write here time. And what is the value of OC? OC is actually V. OC is actually V. You can check here that OB is actually final velocity and OA is actually minus initial velocity. Okay, plus then you have to write here OD. What is OD? OD is simply time. Again, you have to write here time, and then OA is actually UT. So we have here S is equals to half into T into V minus U into UT. Now you know that in the equation of motion we need the UT, but we need, in place of, we don't need this one. Okay, so in place of this one, what we can find out the value of from the first equation of motion, that what's the value of V minus U. So we have the first equation of motion that A is equals to V minus U upon T. So V minus U will be equals to AT is equals to V minus U. The value of this is from the first equation of motion. You can write the value of this one. So you can write here S is equals to half into T into S is equals to half into T into the value of V minus U is A into T plus UT. So when you multiply this T into T, you will get T square. So half into AT square plus UT is equals to S. So this is the equation, second equation motion, that S is equals to UT plus half AT square. Got it? Got
Yes,
it?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please take the screenshot of this one. First, take the screenshot and then first copy this one, and then you will understand. I will explain you this again in the next class also. So please don't think that it's over. You are just thinking, you are just studying something different or something new. So that's why it will take time. The mind does not accept the new things. So it's the property of a mind that when we are doing something new, that it's reject that one. So don't think that
Okay.
is very tough. So please take the screenshot up to here first.
Yes, sir. Sir, can I leave, sir?
Yes, you can leave. Have you taken the screenshot?
Yes, sir. I took the screenshot. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hamna, have you taken the screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Take the screenshot of this one also. Okay, wait a minute. Take the screenshot of this one also.
Done, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for joining this class. If you have any doubt and queries regarding to this topic, Hamna, you have not mailed me actually regarding the notes, so that I am not able to. Only Mradullah has sent me the mail, so that's why I send him the notes. So if you want the notes, you can mail me at, again I'm going to give my email ID, that is avesarsh@gmail.com. Any chapter if you want the note regarding to this, so you can ask me. Okay, got it?